Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Alia Vashishtha. I'll just give a quick introduction. I'm a counseling psychologist, and I would like to welcome you all in today's session. The topic is suicide prevention strategies, building a supportive workplace. Today is also World Suicide Prevention Day, and hence we thought, why not share more about this particular important topic. So first of all, thank you so much everyone for taking time out and joining in. I want to start by acknowledging that today's topic is a sensitive topic, and there is a possibility that it may bring up strong emotions for some people who are attending and participating. Suicide is not an easy conversation to have, but they are important ones. And please understand, all of you, everyone who's participating, who's attending today, this is a safe space, this is a respectful space, and you are free to participate as you feel comfortable. So let's begin with a small grounding breathing exercise. Like I mentioned, this could be overwhelming for a few. So I would like to start with a small breathing exercise. I would request all of you, if you can just sit straight, make sure that your back is straight, and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Take a deep breath, inhale, make sure your belly rises, and slowly exhale. Inhale and slowly exhale. And I want you to gently rub your hands, make them a bit warm, and place them on your eyes, and then you can open your eyes. How are you all feeling? Well, you can type in the chat box, you can unmute, and you can speak. So let's do a little bit of an icebreaker activity. Let's get to know each other, though I'm not able to see any of you, but let's get to know each other. Can you type in the chat box your name, your first name, and the place that you belong to or where you are from? So like my name is Alia and I'm from Mumbai. So it would be great if you could put it in the chat box. Okay, we have Rajesh from Pune. Yes, I won't be able to read all of the names, but welcome. We have people from Chennai, from Pune, from Mohali. I'm in Pune, by the way. Siliguri, Agra, Chandigarh, Rajganj, okay, Jaipur. That's lovely to know. We've got people from all over India. Okay, sorry, the messages are loading, so it's taking a little time. I've got Mayank from Kolkata, from Pune, from Raipur, Bhubanesh, Bhubaneswar, I think, Bangalore. Wonderful. Welcome all of you all. From Nagpur, Barwala, I'm not sure if I've pronounced that right. Mysore. Welcome, welcome everyone. We've got people from all across. Satya from Mysore. Lovely. Welcome all of y'all. I'm glad y'all all could join in today. Can we do another quick icebreaker? You know you have that option of an emoji in your chat box. So if you can share an emoji about how you are feeling today. It can be an emoji or it could be one of those, you have those rainbows and other things as well. Anything, feel free to use that emoji button. Can you share how you feel today? So I've got a smiley, Shilpa, lovely. Okay, lovely. Can you all share? How are you feeling today? Please share an emoji. Excited, okay. Lovely. It's great to see everyone's faces in emojis. Okay, somebody's feeling sleepy too. Okay, lovely. Okay. I know it's 3 p.m. So great, fantastic. Okay, okay. Someone's feeling neutral. Okay. Oh, someone's got a cold too. Okay, all right, great. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you everyone for sharing how you are feeling today. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. So let's begin with the session today. Let's understand firstly, I want to talk about the agenda, what we would be covering in the next 40 to 50 minutes or an hour. Today, we are going to talk about suicide. We're going to understand what suicide is. We're going to understand what are the possible reasons why someone would consider this extreme step. We'll talk about some of the warning signs that are there when someone is considering suicide or such an extreme step. What can you do as a person if you know someone who is exhibiting these signs and symptoms? We'll also talk about how you can make your workplace a safe space, a supportive place for everyone. I will also be sharing some resources at the end of the session. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You can unmute your mic as well and ask me. Any doubts, any further clarifications required, please feel free to ask me. So let's move ahead and let's firstly understand what is suicide. Suicide is self-inflicted injury with the intent to die. Just sharing few brief statistics. It is something that affects all age groups. There's no specific age group. It can affect a wide range of people. It affects people globally, that is worldwide. The age group that is most impacted worldwide is in the age group of 15 to 44 years. Now, suicide doesn't fit into any specific mold. What this means that a person can look happy, a person can be smiling and yet may think of suicide. Or a person may be depressed and have those thoughts, or anyone in between. So it doesn't fit any specific mold. In India, suicide attempt is a punishable offense under the Indian Penal Code. Now, can we move to the next slide, please? Now let's understand why would someone consider suicide? What are some of the possible reasons for it? Now, having said that, it is very difficult to know exactly why anybody would take this extreme step unless they have told you that. However, let's look at some of the common reasons that are there why one would consider suicide. So one is if there is a previous history of suicide attempt or self-harm, then it increases the risk. There are higher chances that one may take this extreme step. So if there is a previous history of a suicide attempt. Second, there is a possibility that if there is an underlying mental health condition, like severe depression and anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, mood disorders, etc. So if there is an underlying mental health condition, that could be one of the reasons. If the third is if there is an underlying medical condition which has a painful symptom, or it is disabling symptoms are there, or if it is a terminal prognosis, if somebody has been diagnosed with a terminal illness. Now, some of the possible reasons could also be related to financial hardships. If somebody is having debts or is in financial hardships, someone is undergoing legal troubles, is very deeply there in legal issues, or if someone has problems related to housing, if they do not have a home or a shelter related to that, or employment challenges, sometimes not being able to find a job or being laid off from a job could contribute, can be one of the reasons. Then it is interpersonal trauma. Now, please understand, we are looking at common reasons. This is common reasons, but they are not, this is not an exhaustive list. There could also be interpersonal trauma, like physical, emotional or sexual abuse. Physical is, when somebody is being hit. Emotional, when there is too much of controlling behavior, emotional abuse is there, or sexual abuse. Or if someone is going through neglect, isolation, or bullying. Sometimes relationship changes, like for example, if someone has gone through a divorce, a breakup, or there has been a death of a loved one, that could be one of the possible reasons. And extreme stress, so much stress that it becomes difficult to function on a day-to-day basis. Your daily functioning becomes impaired. So please understand, these are some of the common factors. This is, I have picked out the common factors, but yet this is not an exhaustive list. And this has been put out there so that everyone is, to create awareness about what could be the possible reasons why one would consider suicide. Does anyone have any questions here? Okay, so let's move ahead. Can we have the next slide, please? So let's understand, there are a few, categories of people that may be at a higher risk of suicide. Now let's understand what are those. One is the LGBTQ community, the transgender, or that particular community. They are at a higher risk. In the past, I had done some exercises where we found out that subconsciously many people end up judging this particular community, and they subconsciously end up being harsh to them, or rude to them for no reason. So if that is something that you may be doing, or someone may be doing subconsciously, then maybe it's time to reflect on that, and maybe if we can have some compassion or kindness towards this community. The other area where people are at a higher risk of committing suicide would be people who are isolated. They do not have much connection with people. So people who are isolated socially or environmentally. Migrant or refugees are more prone to it, or are at a higher risk of the same. Victims of violence or any kind of abuse, physical, sexual, emotional abuse. Victims of war, people who have seen the war or who have experienced natural disasters, are at a higher risk of committing suicide. Any questions here? Anybody have any questions here? Okay, let's move on. Okay, before we come to the next slide, let's do a small activity like the same way that we did in the first one. So we all have, good days and some not so good days, and sometimes we have some tough days as well. So can you all type one thing that helps you through a tough day? Like, for example, for me, it's like, maybe music. And I don't know, I keep having a lot of tea when I'm having a tough day. So it can be simple as having a cup of tea, music, or taking a walk, or anything of that sort. So can you type in the chat box that one thing or a couple of things that helps you get through a tough day? Reading spiritual books, chocolate, sleep, meditation and walk, music. I'm trying to read fast, but okay, lovely. Music, socializing friends, yes. Sitcom scenes, okay, lovely. Eating, okay. Yoga, black coffee. I'm reading the running, wonderful. Meditation, wonderful. Sleep, yes. Chocolate or coffee, oh yes. Good workout, absolutely. I think that is one for me as well. Painting, one, that's great. Fighting, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Music, talking and venting out to a person, okay. Yes, interesting. A lot of music fans. Anything else that helps you get through a tough day? Cooking, calling my mom. Oh, yes. What else? What helps you get through a tough day? Shopping, stepping out, cricket. Wonderful. A hug from a friend. Chanting, lovely. Cycling. Taking a walk and observing the street dogs. Okay, lovely. That's amazing. That's lovely to know. Journaling, yes. Adda with friends. Okay. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Bike ride and tea. There are so many things that helps you get through a tough day. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Let's understand what are the warning signs of suicide. Before we come to this, I want to say that suicide doesn't always have a clear warning sign. It can happen suddenly without any indication that something was wrong. That is a possibility. However, today I'm going to share some common warning signs of suicide, and I am sharing this for the purpose of creating awareness so that you are aware about what are the symptoms, and if you are experiencing it or someone you know is experiencing it, you will be able to understand that, okay, yes, there is something going on there. So this is for the purpose of creating awareness. So I'm going to be sharing the common warning signs of the same. So one is experiencing suicidal thought. The thought of suicide coming in somebody's head is one of the warning signs. Then things like making a will, preparations for a will, or writing a note out of the blue, writing a note, giving away something that is valued or meaningful possessions. Suddenly, out of the blue, the person is giving away their most valuable possessions. Saying goodbye to loved ones without actually going anywhere, just saying goodbye to loved ones. Researching or learning or purchasing weapons or any kind of harmful substances. Then it could be reckless, dangerous, or risk-taking behavior without considering the consequences. Like, for example, self-harm. Many people end up causing injury to themselves. Withdrawing from loved ones and social situations, so isolating themselves. Now please understand, isolation and all of this is if it is observed over a period of time. So if you see somebody 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and the person is not really meeting friends, family, isolating themselves, then that could be one of the warning signs of either thinking about suicide or having some kind of a mental disturbance. Expressing feelings of being a burden, like I feel like a burden, if someone uses these particular words, or being trapped in a situation without a clear exit. If someone is talking like this, feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, if these kind of thoughts are coming, if these kind of, if a person is talking in this particular language, if there are extreme mood changes, a person is feeling anxious, agitated, angry, depressed, again over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, and it's consistently feeling the same, or experiencing these kind of intense emotions. Then if there is a sudden sense of calm, after a period, there has been a period of prolonged mood swings, mood changes, 3, 4, 5 or more, and then suddenly there is a period of calm. There's absolutely no emotions coming up. The person is completely calm, then that could be one of the signs as well. Signs that depression is getting worse. Some of the signs of that could be that there is a change in the sleeping pattern. So the person could be sleeping too much more than what they usually do, or much less than what they usually do over a period of time, or not finding joy in things that they initially enjoyed doing. They like doing all of these things, they are not doing them now for a long certain, a period of time, again 2 3 weeks and so on. So these are some of the warning signs of that a person may be contemplating suicide or is going through some kind of a mental disturbance. Um, any questions here, or does anybody want to share an experience that they know someone who had a similar experience, or any experience that they want to share? You can unmute, you can type in the chat box. Or something they knew around in their where they live. Any experience if they want to share, please feel free to share. Okay, any questions or any doubts here on the possible reasons? Okay, so if you or anyone you know is experiencing these symptoms, it's very important that you reach out for professional help. It could be you could reach out to a psychiatrist, you could reach out to a psychologist, anyone who is in the field of mental health care. It's very important that you do that and you do not wait. So let's move on and let's do another small activity. Again, you can type it in the chat box or you can unmute and speak. So let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is a very important factor in our lives, and it gives us strength. So let's talk about what is that one thing or a couple of things that you are grateful for in your life today. So if you ask me, I would say I'm very grateful for having a house, a shelter, and my family, having love in my life. What are you grateful for? Loving family, independent life, family and kids. Kid, yes. Lovely. Health, yes. Health, loved ones. How far I have come, the achievements, yes. All the achievements that have been there. Everything I have currently, absolutely. Yes, what are you grateful for today? Becoming vegan, I'm sure that has a lot of health benefits. Everything I have, absolutely. Let's pause and think about what are we grateful for today? For being alive, yes. Yes, it's beautiful. Please share what are you grateful for today? It's very important that we mention this. What are you grateful for? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you.
I'm seeing
Living,
some people in the chat responding, living in the present,
yes. I thought I got
working.
disconnected or something.
Yeah, it's breaking in between a little bit. It's going here and there in between, but right now it's slightly better.
Okay, okay. Do you want me to switch to another internet if this is not, if this is breaking?
Yeah, right now it's much better. If
It's
it's,
better.
yeah, yeah.
Living in the present, not future. Yes, absolutely. everything, job, family, kids, thankful for my family, my good health, good colleagues, freedom, supportive friends and family. Absolutely. God's grace. Wonderful, wonderful. There is an attitude of gratitude. I can see that. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Thank you so much. The strength and resilience I've built. Yes. The support from family, friends, technology, ability to focus. But I also face, okay, barriers in communication, limited job opportunities, okay, feeling left out. Yes, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Yes. Parents' health are its best. I'm free to do anything in my life. No restriction or burden. Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. These are things that we can be grateful for. Yes, there are some things that are there, but we can also look and acknowledge today at all the things that we are grateful for. Yes, there are issues, there are concerns, but let's also try and look at what are the things that we are grateful for today. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. I hope my voice is clear. If there is anything, just let me know.
Yeah, it's clear now. It didn't.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. So great. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. This is wonderful to know. And we can now go on to the next slide. Yes. So here, what we're going to talk about is, so we've already discussed what is suicide. We've talked about what are the symptoms, who are the people who are at higher risk of suicide. We've also spoken about what are the warning signs of suicide. So now I'm going to talk about what can you do. So if you or someone you know is experiencing these, so now you're aware that what are the signs and symptoms. So if you know that someone is experiencing, what can you do as a person to help them? So that's what we're going to briefly discuss over here. So if someone is thinking about suicide, or you notice these warning signs that we spoke about earlier, early intervention can reduce someone's risk of suicide. So you can take the following steps that we're going to learn about today. One is, of course, learn about the risk factors and the warning signs of suicide, which we spoke about. It's important that you first know what are the warning signs and what does it look like. Second is pay attention to the emotional needs of your friends and loved ones. Most of the times, these thoughts come in or mental disturbances come in when they feel that their emotional needs are not met, or they feel that I don't have anyone to talk to, or I'm feeling in a certain way and I don't have anyone to share with. My emotional needs are there, and they're not being met. So most of the time, that's when it sort of begins. So paying attention to the emotional needs of your friends and your loved ones, being there to support and listen to those around you. So what happens is, it's important. This may sound like a very simple thing, but this makes a huge difference. So being there, making your friends, family know that you are there. Okay, how are you feeling today? You want to talk about something? I am there. How can I help you? Just being there to support them, just being there to listen to them in a very non-judgmental way. So if somebody is feeling low, अरे यार ये क्या है, ये तो छोटी सी बात है, इस पे लेके क्यों, not saying these kind of things, because what we call it minimizing. So for you, it may sound like a choti si baat, but maybe for that person it's not. So not minimizing anybody's problems or troubles, no matter what they are. So listening in a very non-judgmental way, just being there, just listening is, just give me 1 second. Just listening can make a lot of difference, listening in a non-judgmental way. Start a conversation if you suspect someone is thinking about suicide. So here we are saying that if you think somebody is thinking about suicide, then you directly talk to them about it. Now, what happens here is that one is we encourage, if you think somebody is thinking about, we encourage you to go and talk to them about it. What happens with this is that that person who is considering or is having these kind of thoughts will feel that, oh, someone is there who cares for me, someone is there who's concerned for me. It makes that person feel that they are not alone, and that's how it helps. So talking directly to them or starting a conversation about it can make a big difference to that person. If someone is struggling, you see someone who is struggling, encourage them to seek care from a mental health provider. Because in India, there is a lot of stigma around it. Of course, now it is reducing a lot because of so much of awareness that has come up. It's important that you encourage them to speak to a mental health care provider, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist. Because many times things, when they start, we spoke about early intervention, so there is a schema to it, so that it can be mild, moderate, and severe. So if you are able to do an early intervention, you can prevent it from becoming severe. So encourage them to seek help and reach out. If someone in your vicinity is in an immediate danger of suicide, then you need to remove all dangerous objects, weapons, alcohol, substances, chemicals, and other substances, prescription medication, etc., from that particular area. And keep a list of resources or emergency numbers on your speed dial, on your handy, keep it handy in your phone. I will be sharing the list of resources and emergency numbers. They're always useful. You can share it with people, your loved ones. You can keep it for yourself. Help is available. Make sure that you have them on your phone and you have them handy. So these are some of the things that you can do if you or someone you know is experiencing these symptoms. Are there any questions or any doubts here? Is it like clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, 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 there is a possibility. So let's move on. I know that this can be a little overwhelming, and however, like I said, that it is important to know, and it's important to know what can you do if you or someone you know is experiencing these symptoms. Can we move on to the, yes, thank you. We have the next topic where we're going to talk about building a safe workplace. Some basics is what I'm going to talk about here on how you can build a safe workplace. One is basic respect in communication. It is a most basic need, yet it is not seen very often. Um, Basic respect in communication means no yelling, no aggressive talking, that is, abusive words, or being aggressive in your, it could be being manipulative as well, humiliating others, being sarcastic in your tone. Is everyone there? Can you give me a thumbs up or something? Because
Yes,
something.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So not being sarcastic or condescending in your way of speaking. So you can have a neutral tone, you can have a calm tone, no matter what the concern is, no matter what the problem is, yelling, being abusive, or being aggressive, humiliating, being sarcastic is not the answer to it. Basic respect in communication means having a neutral, calm tone when you're talking to your colleagues and people around you. The other aspect of this is everybody, no matter who they are, where they come from, what is their cultural background, what is their socioeconomic status, everybody deserves basic respect. in communication. The most important factor that one can do in their workplace, not only in their workplace, but everywhere else, even in their personal life, is have basic respect in communication. The second aspect is empathy. It is different from sympathy. Does anybody know what empathy is or would like to share what empathy is? Okay, so empathy is understanding how you speak, like what you speak, how it impacts the other person. So becoming aware of it. Yes, it's able to understand. Okay, yes, people are answering. And feel someone's problem and challenges, right? Stepping into someone's shoes for that moment, yes. Okay. The ability to understand and share another person's feelings, being in the other side to understand the word, yes. So it's basically empathy is like how I'm talking to you, I am aware how that is impacting you. So am I saying something that is hurting you? I'm aware of it. Is this like something I have said, if that has hurt the other person or is making the other person angry or something? So being aware of how you are speaking and how you're behaving and how that is impacting the other person. So awareness over there, that is called empathy. So understanding how you speak and behave, how that impacts the other person around you. So being aware of that. Empathy is a wonderful skill to have in both your professional lives as well as your personal life. Then there are some policies which are in the company, like anti-harassment, a code of conduct, inclusivity. All of these policies also help in creating a safe workplace. And I want to talk about conflict resolution. So we definitely in a workplace, we are different people that are coming together. There are teams that are working together. And there is a possibility that you may not agree with the other person. And there may be a chance where sometimes a conflict may arise. Or I may say that, okay, no, I beg to differ. I don't agree with this. What do you do then? Very if there are any conflicts or if there are different viewpoints, how do you handle that? How do you handle conflicts, conflict resolution? So it can be handled in a more calm, in a more mature way. You can agree to disagree peacefully. Okay, I don't agree with this viewpoint, but what can we do to collaborate and work and find a solution? Or what can we do to take this forward? That can be done in a very calm, in a very mature way as well. So these are some of the aspects that one can consider while building a safe workplace. The more safe people feel around you, the more there is people are going to be working better, productivity will increase. Even if they've made a mistake, they can always come and tell you before it's too late. So it is a win-win for everyone. Any questions here? You all agree with this? Maybe you can give me a thumbs up, because I can't see you. So at least some. Great, fantastic. Thank you. So let's talk about the next slide, which is building strength in difficult times. We all face difficult times at times. There are, like I said, there are good days and some not so good days and some tough days as well. So what can we do during those periods? Some of the areas that I want to share is, one is having a support system. Support system is nothing but people that you can reach out to, you can talk to, and these are people that you trust. Very, very important. Reaching out to people that you trust, having a support system. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be a mentor, it could be a therapist, it could be anybody. So having a support system in place. Secondly, we talk about resilience mindset, or we also talk about, like, it's also called as a growth mindset. A growth mindset, in a growth mindset, there are no failures. You know, every failure is a learning. So it is like seeing challenges as opportunities to grow, challenges as opportunities where you can learn something and move on. Of course, when we make some mistake or something happens, we do feel bad, we do feel sad sometimes. There is sometimes embarrassment there is shame sometimes that happens, and that's okay. We are humans. There is no human in this entire world who's never made a mistake. Humans are called fallible by nature. That is, they are mistake making. So understanding that, okay, yes, I've made a mistake, maybe looking at the emotions that you're feeling, okay, I'm feeling this way because I've done this, but now what can I learn from it, and take that learning and move on. That is called as a growth mindset or a resilience mindset. Taking time how much you need, but not getting stuck there, eventually taking the learning and moving on. um Mental health is fantastic. It's a good thing to focus on, and it does not work in isolation. So I'm going to talk about holistic health. The thing that you can do for building strength over a period of time is take care of your overall health. So make sure that you are resting adequately, you're getting adequate sleep, adequate rest. Sometimes, we're very tired, but we are like, नहीं एक और एपिसोड देख लेता हूँ मैं सीरीज का, something like that. So prioritizing rest, prioritizing sleep when you're tired. Nutrition is about what you eat. Just making sure that you're eating healthy food, not eating too much of packaged food. And nutrition also means being aware of if there are any deficiencies in the body, particularly B12, which is commonly seen in vegetarians, and D3, which is commonly seen in India. So this also affects your mental health. So making sure that if you have any deficiencies, you are aware of it and you're fulfilling it with the diet, or if the doctor can help you, give you some supplements for it. So nutrition means not only eating good food, but also being aware of if there are any deficiencies in the body. Movement is very important for your physical health. Making sure you're not, you all are working, everybody is working. So it's important that you include some movement. I would definitely recommend strength training, building strength, building endurance, building stamina. This helps you live a more better, more fulfilled life. And in a day, even if you can remove 15 minutes for it, 10-15 minutes, maybe get some dumbbells, get some bands, it's going to make a lot of difference to your overall quality of life. And holistic health in today's time, it's also about screen time. Yes, you all agree? So, a lot of people are scrolling on the phone. How this impacts you is that there is a lot of information on the phone, and our brain is not designed to process so much of information in a short period of time. So, if possible, reduce your screen time so that there is no information overload that happens that can lead to stress. So, limiting screen time can help. And of course, some ways in which you can build strength is universal coping strategies that work for everyone. Journaling is there. There is a grounding exercise, which means there's a grounding exercise which is called as 5-4-3-2-1. It's basically 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can smell, 2 things maybe you can touch, and 1 thing you can taste. So the idea is to engage all your senses so that if you're zoning out or you're not able to concentrate, through the senses you can bring your attention back to the present. It's called as a grounding technique, and you can try it. And of course, reaching out to helplines or seeking professional help is something that you can do if the difficult times becomes difficult for you to function on a daily basis. Any questions here? Okay, we're coming towards the end of today's session, and we're going to do a small activity here. I would like you, so we are trying to create a personal safety net here. So I'm going to ask you a question and see if you can, if you have an answer for it. You can type in the chat box if you feel like. A person that I can call during difficult times. Think of a person that you can call. My mom, my sister, or a friend. Yes, thank you. Friend, parents. Yes. Yes. Friend, husband, mother. Friend. Wonderful. Yes. Yes. Yes, that is the sensory awareness. sister, wife. I'm very happy to hear this. Depends on the type of problem. Yes, absolutely. As long as you have someone that you can trust, that you can call or you can speak to. One personal strength that you have, that you've noticed about yourself. So it could be that I'm a patient person, I'm consistent, diligent, teacher. Okay. So one personal strength, just take a moment to think that what is that strength that you have that has helped you through the tough times and the difficult times. Being patient, yes. I can't be sad for long, okay? So moving on with that. Forgiveness, yes, that's beautiful. And it doesn't come very easily. Being optimistic, yes. Being hopeful, that is a wonderful word to have. Patience, yes. Patience is a virtue. Introspection, fantastic. Reflection, very important. Many times we don't reflect, and that can give you so many things. You can know so many things about yourself only if you choose to reflect. Resilience, wonderful. Self-reflection, yes. Wonderful to hear this. Self-love, yes, absolutely. Self-love is very important. It starts with you. If you take care of yourself, you will be in a better position to take care of everyone around you, your loved ones, your friends, your family. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. A safe space I can go to. A safe space. It can be a home, it can be any other place. Yes. Friend's home. Yes. A place where you feel safe. It's your safe space. My room. Yes. You can be yourself. You can be comfortable. I feel safe here. This is my safe space. The temple. Home. Sports arena. Okay. Yes. Mom's place. I think it can also be a person. Yes, absolutely. It can also be a person sometimes. Totally. Hometown. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. A coping strategy that has worked for me. I think we've discussed this also. It could be music, journaling, it could be exercise. Let's reflect on it again. One coping strategy that has worked for you. Journaling and dancing. Music, yes. Music can be very powerful. Football. Exercising, yes. A bike ride. Music and workout, fantastic. Home or sitting and talking with mom, yes. Meditation is wonderful to do, and it's scientifically proven that it helps you get more clarity of thought. Long walk, socializing, sports, running, wonderful. It's so good to hear all this. A good spa, yes. Why not? Walking and book reading, great. Restarting every time, resetting, restarting every time, and exercising. Fantastic. Bill, that is resilient behavior. Silent observation. Okay. Lovely, fantastic. And one resource, this I will be sharing with you. So the resource could be a helpline, it could be a mentor, or it could be a therapist, a person that you can reach out to. So we've come towards the end of today's session. Here I'm going to be sharing some resources. These are available freely, like there are no charges to it, they are free. It's important that you at least make a note of these numbers and add it onto your phone. You can use these numbers in case, God forbid, something happens, or you can share it to someone you know. So one is, of course, the emergency police line number, which is 100. Then there is an emergency police line helpline number, which is only for women. So women in distress. So it's 1091 or 112. Then there is a helpline number for elder abuse. Senior citizens or elders who are going through any kind of abuse, emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, they can call on this number, which is 14567 or 1291. This is a helpline for them for elder abuse. Then there is a helpline for child. See, it's important everybody is aware of this. Whether you use it or not, it's important that you're aware. Child abuse or POCSO. POCSO is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. It is a punishable offense. If minors are going through sexual abuse or sexual assault, you can report it on 1098 or 112 for minors. If there are thoughts of suicide, then there is an NGO called as Connecting NGO, which is into suicide prevention and general stress. You can call them up. Their number is 9922004305. And there is there's an NGO called as AKS, AKS. They are into domestic violence and any forms of abuse. So again, any like physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. So if anybody is experiencing domestic violence or any kind of abuse, they can call up on the UX helpline number, which is 87930888814. So these are free of charge. And you can always reach out to these in case you are aware of something of this kind. And there are more resources which are available on the internet. And I've shared a few resources for you that could be handy and helpful. So we have spoken a lot about strength today in terms of what is our strength, what helps us through tough times, because that is very important considering the topic and the topic that we are discussing, which is related to suicide prevention and mental disturbance. And again, I want you to think about strength that one strength that helps you through a difficult time. One strength that helps you through a difficult time. I want everybody to reflect. All the ones who have not participated, please think about it and share it in the chat box. Or if anybody wants to share something, please, you can unmute your mic and also share. It can be hope, family. I know a lot of people have spoken about family. It can be faith, nature, music, gratitude, courage. Am I audible?
Yes, Alia.
Okay. I hope everyone has reflected and is aware of their own strengths, even if there is difficult time or a tough situation. Okay, yes, I'm getting some answers now. Yes, I would like everybody to reflect and put it. Believing in self, such wonderful answers. Looking ahead rather than dwelling on the past, absolutely. Many people are stuck in the past and it is very difficult sometimes to move ahead, but that is a strength. Moving ahead, looking at the future. Self-motivation, yes. Being self-driven, it's a wonderful strength to have. Resilience, yes. Being able to bounce back from difficult times or adverse times. Yes, all the people who have not responded, please feel free to share or at least think in your mind. Believe in yourself is the most important. Having faith, everything will work out despite the circumstances. Absolutely. That's a wonderful way to be. There are so many good things that we have shared today, and there are so many good things that we have learned today from everyone. And we all know that there are strengths that we can lean on, even if there are difficult times. There is help also available if you need it. You just need to reach out. You just need to be aware of it, that yes, it is there. The idea is to do something, to act on it. So with that, we will end today's session with a small guided visualization activity. Um, and all I want you to do before we end the session today is close your eyes. This is very important. Close your eyes. Imagine a safe place. It could be any place. It could be nature. It could be your home. It could be your room. Imagine a safe space, a safe place in your head. Imagine a supportive figure. It could be anyone. It could be the faith that you have. It could be a person. It could be just anyone. And imagine a light ahead. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Please remember that you are not alone. Help is available and every life matters. So now I'm going to take any questions. If anybody has, please feel free to raise your hand or unmute your mic and ask me. Any questions, any doubts? It's a safe space. You can talk about it. I know it's not an easy conversation we've had today, like I said in the beginning, but it is an important one. Anybody has any questions related to this or anything else, please feel free to ask me. So can we end the session?
Yeah, hi Alia. Thank you so much for the session. And thank you everybody for being so patient and attending the session today with us. We've recorded the session. I would be putting up the recording very soon. There were a few folks who were not able to join because of the limit of the meeting. Really sorry about that, but we'll be putting up the recording by end of the day today. Thank you again, Alia, and everyone for keeping and joining and keeping always coming for all the wellness sessions.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you everyone for attending and participating, and also for the HR, for you for arranging this important session. And I wish everyone, your loved ones, good health and lots of happiness in your life. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Alia. Yeah, take care. Bye.